Hey everyone, and welcome to week 51 of the OLED burn-in test. So this is a weekly test that I run on my LG C9 OLED. The model name is just there, 65C9 PLA. UTT just below there is 1925. That's how many hours the panel actually has on it. So as you can see, it's approaching the second major pixel refresher. Just below that, OFF RS is the mini pixel refresher count, so it's run 350 times, last one being after 1923 hours. As I say, one major pixel refresher was run manually just there, so on basically at around 151 hours of usage, and once this figure hits 2000 it will then run a automatic secondary one. So with that, we will exit out and restart the test. Okay, so firstly, for those who are watching this video for the first time perhaps, firstly welcome to the channel. This is a weekly test, as I say, that I run on my LG C9 OLED. Main reason for that is basically just research purposes. This way we can keep track of basically the panel usage. We know exactly what the panel has been used for, how many hours it's been used for each week, and basically it also alleviates some of the sort of OLED burning anxiety that some of you guys out there might have, and hopefully help some people make a more informed decision when it comes to buying their next TV. So this particular TV, as you saw at the start, has 1925 hours on the panel. Majority of that is still gaming. Recently, and especially in this past week, it's been mainly just TV shows and sports, football basically, but there was a little bit of gaming this week as well. Majority of the hours on this particular panel right from the start has always been gaming, due to the lockdown because of COVID. Basically, kids just had so much more time, so whilst we have watched a lot more movies, a lot more TV shows, whilst the movies generally were always on this particular set, most of the TV shows that we had saved or were coming up and or released throughout that period of 2020 and coming into 2021, most of those were actually watched on the other TV just because basically it's more comfortable in the other room. For the past week, as I say, it's been mainly a mixture of TV shows, a couple of movies last week, so towards the end of last week, so it would have been the Saturday, Sunday night, and then I think it was also the Monday night as well. And basically this week throughout it, basically I've been using it for a couple of TV series that I actually had saved up and I was waiting to get some free time. As you can see from all of these tests, no real issues with anything to do with the panel. I did mention, I think it was in last week's video, I mentioned the three sort of horizontal lines that I noticed in, it was one of the Amazon Prime movies, I can't remember exactly which one it was. Happy to report that basically we've watched obviously a lot more content since then, a couple of movies as well as TV shows and football, and I've not seen those particular lines in any subsequent content, so more than likely it was either just a bad I think it was probably upscale content because I believe it was HD content, or it may have just been the actual stream at the time, so it may have been some glitch with the actual stream, because obviously most of the providers are still limiting bandwidth, even though everybody has kind of bumped it back up to either 4K or HDR and also Dolby Vision and some of the other formats that are available, as well as Dolby Atmos. So yeah, that particular issue that I noticed in one movie in particular, I've not been able to replicate, and if anything on this screen where it just went from the black through and it's come through into the white, that's the kind of scene or colours and shading that I would have expected to have seen that again had it been a problem with the panel. Thankfully it's not, and as I say, no real issues. That was literally the first thing that I'd ever noticed during any type of content. Obviously, as you can see from these particular color slides, most of the sort of problem colors, if you like, the sort of magenta and the red, they're the ones that generally any issues, as well as the green, I believe. Sometimes they're the ones that, if you do have any issues, it normally shows up in those. And as you can see, it's perfectly fine. Literally no signs of any type of wear on the panel itself. Now, for those of you who are watching and still have concerns regarding burn-in, I do have a separate video that will be linked down in the description below, and that basically gives you all the tips and tricks in terms of what I did to avoid burn-in and why basically I just don't worry about it. Like I literally just use this TV as any other TV, as basically the same as the TV that I have in my other room, the LED TV, and I really don't worry about burn-in at all at this point. So if you want to get to that stage where you've completely got rid of burn-in anxiety, or OLED anxiety if you like, basically watch that video and it will give you all the tips and tricks that I have. Other than that, really there's not much to report. What I am trying to do is obviously I now have the GH5 camera set up. I can now control the exposure as well as the ISO and the frame rate as well a lot better with this particular camera. So what I am trying to do is replicate this every time. So this is basically being recorded at f2.5. It's with a shutter speed of shutter angle of 180 and with an ISO of 400. This is being filmed on a Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens paired up on the GH5 camera. So hopefully I can just basically replicate these exact settings every time. What I've also done is I've left the sort of LED backlight on a static color rather than leaving it in the previous videos where I used to have it rotating through all the colors, or cycling through all the colors I should say. I find that having that particular light on one color doesn't give me the same sort of strobing issue that I've had in some of the previous videos that I've filmed using this particular camera. So anyway, that is the end of the test. So as you can see, everything's all good. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one.